I'm Mike from It's Super Effective, and I've teamed up with the Leaderboard in order to bring you the nitty-gritty about Capcom's most iconic Blue Bomber. Are you a die-hard fan, or are you just wondering whether this is worth your time? Well, we've got something for everyone as we count down 107 facts that you should know about Mega Man. In fact, did you know that if you hold down the B button when selecting Shade Man's stage in Mega Man 7, the Ghosts and Goblins theme will play? That's pretty rad, hey? Well, anyway, we got more facts up for you, so sit right there, because here's some Mega Man facts. Number 1. Capcom originally vied for the Astro Boy license to create a game based on him. After they lost the opportunity, they decided to make Mega Man instead. Number 2. Akira Kitamura was the original designer for Mega Man, even though some people suggest that it was actually Keiji Inafune. He gave Inafune the basic concept for what Mega Man was supposed to look like and told him to clean it up for the game. Inafune didn't get to completely design a Mega Man protagonist until Mega Man X, where he created Zero. Number 3. Mega Man's original Japanese name is Rokumon, a reference to rock music. Many other characters have music-based names as well, including his sister Roll, Beat the Bird, Tango the Cat, and Reggae. The Japanese name for Proto Man is Blues, which is a reference to the musical genre as well. And Blues predates rock, and Proto Man predates Mega Man. Bass and Treble were originally going to be named Baroque and Crash, an antithesis to Mega Man and Rush, or Rock and Rush from Japan. Number 4. One of the proposed names for Mega Man was Battle Rainbow Rockman, since he was able to change colors when armed with different weapons. But there was already a character named Rainbow Man on TV in Japan, so copyright issues kept Capcom from using it. Number 5. Battle Kid, Mighty Kid, Knuckle Kid, and Rainbow Warrior Miracle Kid were also potential names for Mega Man. Number 6. Characters drawn by Inafune pose with a W-shaped hand gesture because the number 4 means death in Japanese. So, characters have a ring on their middle fingers fused together, which gives them the illusion of 3 fingers. Number 7. Dr. Wily has the most lines of any character in the original Mega Man series. Bass is second. Number 8. The original 1987 Mega Man game was originally planned to include 8 Robot Masters instead of 6 that would appear in the final version. One of the 2 scrap Robot Masters was Bondman, a robot that would have used glue as his main weapon to stick you to a surface and then attack. Later on, there were plans to include Bondman in 2006 Mega Man Powered Up, but the idea was discarded in order to preserve Bondman's cult status. Number 9. The North American box art for Mega Man 1 is widely considered one of the worst box arts ever created. The artist had to create it in very little time, with little knowledge of Mega Man, and didn't see any source material for the game itself. Number 10. In the original game, Mega Man was able to crouch in order to avoid incoming projectiles, but it was removed because it made the game too easy. Number 11. The bad American box art appears in the game Mega Man ZX Advent as a secret disc called Legendary Hero, given as a reward for completing Chris's side quest. The disc description reads, a collection of rare digital photographs of legendary heroes that the hunter Chris wanted. These legendary heroes look more like coal miners in colorful outfits. Number 12. The yellow and blue bad box art Mega Man appears as a playable character in Capcom Cross Tekken and would also appear in the cancelled Mega Man universe. This design also appeared several times in the Archie comic book series. You can see on the variant cover in issue number 33 and in the Short Circuits humor comics, which paid homage to ZX Advent comments by describing him and bad box art Roll as colorful coal miners. Number 13. Mega Man 1 is the only Mega Man platformer with a score system, aside from its remake, Mega Man Powered Up. Interestingly, it was never used for anything and didn't affect the game in any way, and you couldn't even save your score. Number 14. Mega Man 1 was the only NES game in the series not to feature any Robot Masters on the American box art. They are, however, on the European and Famicom covers. Number 15. Mega Man 1 and 3 are the only games that have their Robot Masters appear in the Ruby Spears animated series, and Cutman and Gutsman appear in all 27 episodes of the cartoon. Number 16. The Japanese promo commercial of Rockman shows Mega Man using the wrong special weapons against that game's Robot Masters. He uses Thunder Beam on Gutsman, whose weakness is the Hyper Bomb. Number 17. Roll was originally meant to have a much larger role in Mega Man 1. In addition to the storyline revolving around her being kidnapped by Dr. Wily, a giant version of her was going to be fought as a final boss. Number 18. 1988's Mega Man 2 is the top-selling title in the franchise, having sold more than 1.5 million copies. Number 19. In the Japanese release of Mega Man 2, Crash Man is known as Clash Man. Number 20. There's a noticeable difference in music tempo and gameplay speed between the European versions of Mega Man 2 and the North American version. The EU version plays at around 83.3 3% of the US version's speed. This is due to the conversion issues that occurred during the game's localization from 60 Hz, which is the US standard, to 50 Hz, which is the EU standard. Strangely, Mega Man himself isn't slowed down, making some parts of the games, like the Metal Man conveyor belt, easier in the European version of the game. Number 21. In the stage selection screen, if you hold down the A button while choosing a stage, the stars behind the presentation of the boss will turn into peepees. Number 22. Tribute art for Marvel vs. Capcom Origins, designed by Shinkiro, is heavily inspired by the US box art of Mega Man 2. Number 23. The weirdly designed bad European box art Mega Man makes an appearance in issue 55 of Short Circuit's comics. Humorously, Mega Man has a look of horror at his European box art counterpart. Number 24. Keiji Inufune stated that Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy was his least favorite of the Game Boy series, since it was outsourced to a different company that had only worked on Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, and the new company was unfamiliar with the franchise. Number 25. Metal Man is said to be Keiji Inufune's least favorite boss in Mega Man 2 because he's too easy, according to a 1996 interview with Famitsu. Number 26. After a week of work on Top Man for Mega Man 3, Inufune's data was lost in a computer crash, so he ended up spending 3 more days rebuilding him from scratch. In the process, he made Top Man one of his most memorable creations. Number 27. If you use the top spin weapon on Dr. Wily's final form in Mega Man 3, he'll die in one hit. Number 28. The 2 robot masters on the American cover, Sparkman in the foreground, Top Man in the background, are given the wrong colors. Sparkman is all gray when he's meant to be orange and gray, while Top Man is green, even though he's supposed to be orange. Number 29. Doc Robot's name in Japan is Dokuroboto, a combination of 2 words, Dokuro, skull, and Roboto, robot. His name is a pun on how he looks, which is why it was lost in translation when coming into America. This is also why in Captain N the Game Master, Doc Robot appears as a robot doctor with a human appearance. Number 30. The Wily Wars version of Mega Man 3 features some weird glitches. For instance, a ton of blue Proto Man will rain down on Gamma's stage after you kill him. Number 31. The Wily Wars was rated MA13 by the Video Game Rating Council, similar to the ESRB's T rating, which is very unusual for a Mega Man game. Number 32. In Japan, there was a contest to design 8 robot masters in Mega Man 4. The 8 winners received a gold cartridge of the game. They're currently valued at around 628,000 yen, which is just about $6,000 US each. Number 33. The tunnel just before the bosses was actually there for loading purposes. You show up there after the stage data is finished, and you wait there in limbo until the boss data is formatted, and you can jump in on that. This was a clever way to slow the pacing down so that you wouldn't see the limitations of the hardware. Number 34. It's actually possible to kill Dr. Wily in the penultimate battle with him. After destroying Wily Machine number 4, you can switch to Toadman's weapon, Rain Flush, and fire it so the screen-clearing rain comes down before Wily leaves the screen in his escape pod. The attack will destroy him with a sound effect and explosion graphic the same as if you were destroying a common stage enemy. However, Mega Man will now be stuck there in the screen forever, and the game won't advance to the next level if you do this. But I like to think it's the ultimate sacrifice for the common good. Number 35. It's likely that the reason Mega Man 4 took place in Russia and introduced a Russian antagonist, Dr. Crossack, was because the game was released in 1991, the same year as the fall of the Soviet Union and the Berlin Wall. Number 36. It's theorized that Mega Man 5 was banned in Vietnam due to its inclusion of Napalm Man. Napalm was a chemical used in the Vietnam War with the US between 1959 and 1975. Also, the level design looks a lot like the Viet Cong tunnels and includes traps and enemies named and designed after the animals from the area in and around Vietnam. Number 37. In Mega Man 5, if you use an M-Tank while Mega Man's health and all of his weapons are full, all non-boss enemies on screen will turn into 1-ups. Number 38. In Wave Man's stage in Mega Man 5, if you use the super arrow to jump over the marine bike, Mega Man will walk on water. He might get stuck, but it is still possible to get to the other side of the stage if you manage to stay on screen. Number 39. Capcom didn't publish Mega Man 6 in North America when it was released due to its declining support of the NES. Nintendo obtained the rights to distribute the game themselves instead. In fact, Capcom's logo is nowhere to be found on the box of the North American version. The developer is only mentioned in the copyright and trademarks in the bottom right-hand corner of the box. Number 40. Mega Man 6 is the only NES Mega Man game that wasn't published in Europe until it was released on the Virtual Console for the Nintendo 3DS in 2013, roughly 20 years after its original release. Number 41. Mega Man 6 is the first game in the series to show Mega Man speaking. Number 42. Windman and Nightman are 2 of the only robot masters not to have been designed by a person from Japan. The designer for Nightman, Daniel Villi, is actually Canadian. Number 43. The countries the robot masters came from are never revealed in Mega Man 6, although the manual says that 3 came from Japan, Yamato Man, from Canada, Blizzard Man, and the United States, Tomahawk Man. The others are supposed to be from Brazil, Plant Man, England, Nightman, Saudi Arabia, Flame Man, Greece, Centaur Man, and China, Wind Man. Number 44. When you obtain new weapons in the English version of Mega Man 7, you're always greeted by Dr. Light, who will give you information about it. But in the Japanese version, you'll also meet Roll and Otto. Number 45. There's a Famicom hanging from the ceiling at the very beginning beginning of Junkman stage. Number 46. Although it's stated that Mega Man was in doubt whether or not he would kill Dr. Wily in Mega Man 7, he did actually want to kill Wily in the English version. In the Japanese version, after Mega Man defeats Dr. Wily, Wily says that robots cannot harm humans, and Mega Man pauses and answers with ... not saying anything. However, in the American version of the game, Mega Man says, "I'm more than a robot, die, Wily," implying that Mega Man was fully intending to kill him. Number 47. After beating Mega Man 7, you'll receive a password. If you place this password in the screen and hold down LR plus start while selecting it, you'll be able to play a secret versus mode where both Bass and Mega Man are playable characters. Number 48. Right before you face off against Shade Man in Mega Man 7, you'll encounter Bass. In the SNES version, he'll say, "Damn!" However, he won't say this in the Anniversary Collection. He'll say, "Darn" instead. This was to avoid getting a teen rating, because the ESRB hadn't released their E10 Plus rating yet. Number 49. During the intro sequence, Dr. Wily is mostly covered by other graphics. If you extract his sprite from the game, he'll actually have distinct breasts. This could be either poor rendering by the artist or intentionally a joke left in by the developers. Number 50. Bass's walking animations in Mega Man 7 are directly ripped off of Mega Man X's. Number 51. In Mega Man 7, if you use Noise Crush just before entering a boss room, it may actually hit the boss and instantly kill him if timed right. This mainly works with Spring Man and Turbo Man. If you try it with Cloud Man, the room will glitch out and you'll need to reset the game. Number 52. Bass's name is mispronounced throughout Mega Man 8. In the game, they pronounce it as Bass, like the fish. However, it's meant to be read as Bass, since he and Treble both have their names coming from bass and treble musical clefs. Number 53. Mega Man 8, like Mega Man X4, is often poked fun at for its voice acting in the US and European releases, especially Dr. Light, who speaks with an apparent speech impediment and pronounces Dr. Wily as Dr. Wily, similar to that of Elmer Fudd. Number 54. Mega Man 8 is the first and only numbered game in the classic Mega Man series to feature full motion video and voice acting. Number 55. Mega Man 8's Search Man has 3 different gimmicks, and they're all weird. First, he's a military sniper that hides behind bushes and tries to snipe you if you're right there. Second, he has 2 heads for some reason. Third, despite having 2 heads, he only has 1 personality, which means he's talking to himself between 2 heads. Number 56. In Mega Man 9, Dr. Wily's Swiss bank account number is 19871-217, as a reference to the original Mega Man's Japanese release date, December 17th, 1987. Number 57. Strangely, in Mega Man 9, the word Sigma is censored if you enter it at the player's naming screen. Number 58. In Mega Man 9, Bass makes a brief cameo appearance in Dr. Wily's monitor in the end cutscene. Number 59. According to the booklet for Rockman 9 Arrange album, Bass was absent from Mega Man 9 because he was undergoing adjustments. Number 60. Both Splash Woman and Hornet Man have their genders swapped. Originally, Splash Woman was supposed to be named Ocean Man, and Hornet Man was going to be named Honey Woman. They were changed because Inafune wanted the female robot to be represented by a mermaid. Number 61. Chun-Li from Street Fighter makes a cameo appearance as a newscaster for the introductory cutscene in Mega Man 9. Number 62. Dr. Wily's appearance on the virtual box art is reminiscent of a Borg from Star Trek. This design and Mega Man's later appeared in the Archie Mega Man number 55 short circuits, where they're described as intentionally bad box art and ultrasound synthesis foes. Number 63. Sheep Man, the electric robot in Mega Man 10, is a reference to Philip K. Dick's science fiction novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? The name of the stage even hints at this. It's called Cyber Sheep's Dream. Number 64. Mega Man 10 has the distinction of being the only game in the classic series that can be played from start to finish using only the Mega Buster without the need for tools or special weapons. Interestingly, because of the Mega Man Killer's special weapons, it's also the only game that can be played without ever using the Mega Buster at all. Number 65. Mega Man 10 is the only 8-bit style game to feature Bass. Number 66. Capcom used some of the art assets from the fan-made Mega Man Unlimited on their official website for Mega Man 10. Number 67. An early sketch from Rockman Soccer shows that Gutsman was once planned to be in the game. He was replaced with Proto Man on the cover art. Number 68. Dr. Wily was meant to be a playable character unlocked by beating Rockman Soccer. However, the final doesn't play the entire ending, so the game never reaches the trigger point to unlock Wily. He can still be accessed via hacking or using a cheat device. Number 69. The Japanese version is the only instance of Bomberman being referred to as Bomberman within the game. Bomberman's Japanese name is literally translated as Bomberman, though he's still commonly referred to as Bombman in Japan. Number 70. Buckman and Fort, otherwise known as Mega Man and Bass, was released for the SNES and the Wonder Swan before it came to the Game Boy Advance. Number 71. Mega Man and Bass is the only Mega Man game on the Super Nintendo that wasn't released in the US. Number 72. In the Mega Man and Bass Game Boy Advance English instruction manual, in addition to Wily's name being spelled wrong as Wily with an E, Proto Man, Treble, and Otto were all addressed by their Japanese names, Blues, Gospel, and Reutel, spelled as Leitolt. Number 73. In Sonic Universe issue 51, Bass was featured as a failed concept where Wily modified him with Sonic's biodata, combining their elements and appearances. Number 74. It was planned for Bass space to be fused with Metal Sonic during Worlds Collide Sonic Universe number 54. The idea was rejected. There's a subtle reference to that left over in the issue's off-panel section, though. Number 75. The concept art of Base without his helmet, drawn by Hitoshi Ariga, shows him with dark, wild hair, featuring a widow's peak. This style is a reference to the manga Devilman, written and illustrated by Go Nagai. Number 76. There have been inconsistencies between the color of Proto Man's hair and even appearance. In the Japanese Rockman 3 commercial, Proto Man is seen without his helmet and has blue hair, and a different hairstyle as seen in any other media, different shades, and a red scarf instead of his traditional yellow one. Number 77. Proto Man's signature whistle was originally written to be longer. However, it was cut down to stop interrupting the flow of the game. Number 78. There's an interesting mistranslation of Proto Man's special weapon in SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters DS. His Proto Strike was originally called Blues Strike, but was mistranslated in North America as Bruce Strikes Back. Number 79. Proto Man's Red Striker from Battle and Chase can be found as a toy in Mega Man ZX owned by one of two twins in Area C. The other twin owns Mega Man's Rush Roadster. Number 80. In Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, you can unlock a Proto Man costume that can be worn by the main character Frank West, making him run faster. And if you look closely at the Proto Man boots, there's an 8-bit sprite of Mega Man on the heels. He's been in wars, you know. Number 81. In the episode Cold Steel of the Mega Man animated series, 3 of Wily's robots dress up as a rock band and hypnotize people with their music. Sparkman is actually played by Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray. Number 82. When creating the animated series, production company Ruby Spears didn't get any of the Japanese manga it used to reference the show. He only got small character write-ups, a handful of artwork, and copies of the US games. Number 83. Many of the voice actors in the animated series also did regular voice work in The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Ian James Corlett voiced Coconuts, Kathleen Barr voiced Catella, Scott McNeil voiced Mac Hopper, Terry Klassen voiced Dr. Quark, Gary Chalk voiced Grounder and Captain Rescue, and he also voiced Dr. Robotnik in Sonic Underground. And finally, Jay Brazu voiced Spelunk. Number 84. Ian James Corlett, who voiced Mega Man, was also the voice of Goku from Dragon Ball Z in the original Saban dub. Number 85. Corlett also previously voiced Dr. Wily in Captain N the Game Master. Number 86. Despite the cartoon premiering a year after the release of Mega Man 6 on the NES, no robot leaders from that game ever appeared on the show. The series only used robots from games 1 to 5. Number 87. There are 2 eras in the animation scenes before and after commercials. Roll is wearing a white and red suit instead of a yellow and red suit, and Mega Man has flesh-colored hands. Number 88. In the original OVA, Rush speaks completely clearly. However, in the full series, he speaks like Scooby-Doo. Oddly, Ruby Spears did the Scooby-Doo animations, though they say there's no correlation between Mega Man and Scooby-Doo. Number 89. In episode 12, The Mega Man and the Moon, there's a reference to Star Trek. When Crystal Man says to his guard bots, they're about to go where no bot has gone before. This is based on Captain Kirk's famous line in the opening credits, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Number 90. Almost immediately after the Star Trek reference, Gutsman comes running in and says, "Here's Gutsman," which is a direct reference to the Johnny Carson show, but more likely a reference to The Shining. Number 91. Episode 15, The Day the Moon Fell, is the first time in Mega Man history that we've seen Dr. Light and Dr. Wily as friends before the creation of Proto Man when they were young men. Number 92. There are 2 mistranslations for the base card in the North American adaptation of SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters DS. Dr. Wily's name is mistranslated as Wily with a Y and an extra E. And interestingly, basenium is said to be an alloy in the description. However, in the original Japanese version, it's stated as an unknown energy. Number 93. The 1996 Brazilian comic New Adventures of Mega Man, or Novos Adventuros do Mega Man, drew criticism for all of its deviations from the storylines of the original games. Also, it included sexual innuendo between Mega Man and Roll, random nudity, and a weird focus on an original character named Princess. Capcom was even rumored to have brought forth a lawsuit. Number 94. In the Brazilian comic, Base is known as Slasher, and he works alongside of Dr. Light's robots in the future. And there's not much known about his past, and it's suggested that he was developed by Dr. Light. Number 95. Mega Man made a one-time appearance in a German Super Mario comic book, where he and Dr. Light helped Mario catch Wario, who had recently committed a robbery. Number 96. Detectives Gilbert Stern and Rosie Krantz, new characters introduced in the Archie Mega Man comic series, are referenced to Hamlet's supporting characters Guildenstern and Rosencrantz. Number 97. Another creation original to the Archie comics is the Emerald Spears, an anti-robot terrorist group. The name of the group is a reference to the American production company behind Alvin and the Chipmunks, Thundar the Barbarian, and the 1994 Mega Man cartoon. Number 98. Mega Man has started in 2 crossover stories with Sonic the Hedgehog. Worlds Collide sees them teaming up to stop the forces of Dr. Wily and Eggman, and the second story, Worlds Unite, features the appearances of other characters such as Ryu from Street Fighter and Beautiful Joe. Number 99. The Japanese word kurashu can be translated as crush, crash, and clash. Because of this, the noise crush is called crash noise in Mega Man, the power battles, in both English and Japanese versions, versions, and Crush Noise in both versions of Mega Man 2, The Power Fighters, as well as the Japanese version of Mega Man 7. Number 100. Noise Crush, Sonic Wave, and Acoustic Blaster are the only sound-based weapons in Mega Man. Number 101. Metal Man's design has several variations. Most sources depict him with a red pelvic plating, but in his Mega Man 2 sprites, the pelvic plate isn't present. In the official artwork from Rockman Complete Works illustrated by Ryuji Higurashi, its pelvic plating is missing, and Metal Man has green eyes. It's unknown if he has the plate in the first official artwork in Mega Man 2, as his positioning covers that area. Number 102. Oil Man from Mega Man Powered Up had his appearance change in order to avoid racist African-American stereotypes. At first, he was given a black suit and large pink lips that made him look similar to the racist Little Black Sambo character. He was then revamped with a dark blue color and yellow lips. Number 103. Mega Man almost had a cigarette-smoking robot boss, Smoke Man. He didn't make the final cut, though rough sketches of him were featured in the Mega Man and Mega Man X official complete works books. Number 104. There were plans for a first-person Mega Man shooter, and it was codenamed Maverick Hunter. It was being developed by Armature Studio. However, it was cancelled after the first 6 months of development during the first half of 2010. Number 105. In 2007, Random, aka Mega Ran, teamed up with Capcom to be the first rap artist to get a licensing deal for a video game character rapping about Mega Man. Number 106. The very first boss character contest was held for Mega Man 2, and there were 8,370 entries. By Mega Man 7, there were over 220,000 entries for the designs of the 8 Robot Masters. Number 107. The original concept for Mega Man Battle Network was conceived as the idea for a horror game that linked to your heartbeat with a wearable device. Thanks for watching 107 facts that you should know about Mega Man. What's your favorite part about playing Mega Man? I know that mine is when you're going to the Robot Master Room and you jump into the door to load it. Or in Mega Man X, when you dash jump. It's just really sweet. If you like this video, you should check out the other 107 fact videos done by the Leaderboard, and in general, they post videos about video games every week. So you should leave a comment below about what you'd like to see them cover. And if you like video game facts in general, you should check out my channel, and it's super effective. We post videos about game facts every Thursday, and it just so happens that we have an entire playlist surrounding Mega Man. So check that out. We'll see you there.